Have you ever pondered why some people seem to accumulate wealth effortlessly, while others struggle to make ends meet? Well, it's an enigma that has perplexed many. But today, we're going to dissect this mystery and perhaps shed some light on this fascinating conundrum. You see, the world of wealth accumulation is not as black and white as it seems. It's not solely about earning a high income, inheriting a fortune, or hitting the jackpot in the lottery. Now, don't get me wrong. These factors can certainly contribute to one's wealth. But they're not the whole story. They're not the secret ingredient that we are searching for. There's a common misconception that wealth creation is a complex process, inaccessible to the average person. That it's a game only for the high earners, the business tycoons, or the Wall Street gurus. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Wealth creation is not a locked vault, accessible only to a select few. It's not a secret society with its cryptic language. It's an open field, a level playing field. And the key to this field, the secret ingredient that we've been hinting at, is something quite simple, yet profoundly powerful. It's a concept that has been around for centuries, yet often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our modern lives. It's an idea that's as old as time, yet as relevant today as it was hundreds of years ago. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, a risky investment, or a magic trick. It's a principle, a fundamental law of finance, a golden rule of wealth accumulation. And this secret, this magic formula, this golden rule, is called compounding. Yes, compounding, a term you might have encountered in your high school math class. A concept that might seem mundane, even boring. But trust me, it's anything but. It's a powerful tool, a wealth multiplier, a financial game changer. The secret, you might ask, lies in the magic of compounding. So, buckle up as we delve deeper into the world of compounding and unravel its magic in our journey towards financial independence. So, what is this magic spell called compounding? Well, imagine you're baking a cake. You start with one ingredient, say, flour. Then, you add another, maybe some sugar. Each ingredient you add increases the size of your cake. This is simple addition, right? Now, imagine if every time you added an ingredient, not only did your cake get bigger, but every ingredient you added before also increased in size. This, my friends, is the magic of compounding. In financial terms, compounding refers to the process where the value of an investment increases because the earnings on an investment, both its capital gains and interest, earn interest. This might sound like a mouthful, but let's break it down. Suppose you have a savings account with $100 and it earns 10% interest per year. After 1 year, you'd have $110. That's simple interest. You made $10 from your original 100. But what if the bank offers compound interest? At the end of the first year, you'd still have $110. But here's where it gets interesting. In the second year, you don't just earn 10% on your initial $100. You earn it on the full $110. So, at the end of the second year, you'd have $121. That's an extra dollar earned, thanks to compounding. In the third year, you'd earn interest on $121, and so on. As time passes, this effect becomes more pronounced. The difference between simple and compound interest might seem small at first, but over time, that difference can become enormous. Compounding, therefore, is like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more snow and growing larger as it descends. It's not just the amount of snow it gathers that matters, but also the speed at which it rolls. The faster it rolls, the more snow it gathers, and the bigger it becomes. Just like our investment, the more time it has to grow, the larger it becomes. Why does compounding matter in wealth growth? You may ask. Well, let's dive into the fascinating world of compounding and uncover its incredible power in wealth creation. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. As it continues its descent, it gathers more snow, increasing in size. The bigger it gets, the more snow it collects, and the faster it grows. That's compounding in a nutshell. The snowball is your initial investment, the snow it gathers represents the interest, and the hill is time. Let's break it down with an example. Suppose you start investing $100 every month at an interest rate of 5% per annum. After the first year, your investment would have grown to around $1,200. But here's where the magic happens. In the second year, you're not just earning interest on your original $1,200, but also on the interest you earned in the first year. This is the essence of compounding, earning interest on interest. As the years roll on, this effect becomes increasingly pronounced. After 10 years, your total investment of $12,000 would have grown to over $16,000. After 20 years, that figure swells to almost $33,000. And if you keep this up for 40 years, you are looking at a staggering sum of over $70,000. All this, from a modest monthly investment of $100. The key takeaway here is that the power of compounding is not just about the money you invest, but also about the time you give your investment to grow. The longer the time frame, the more potent the compounding effect becomes. It's like a fine wine that gets better with age. So, what's the secret to harnessing the power of compounding? It's simple: start investing early and be consistent. Even small, regular investments can grow massively over time due to the magic of compounding. Remember, when it comes to compounding, it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. That's why it's often said that the best time to start investing was yesterday, the next best time is now. With compounding, time and patience become your greatest allies in wealth creation. How can you harness the power of compounding to grow your wealth? This question brings us to the crux of the matter. Compounding isn't just a theoretical concept or a mathematical marvel. It's a tool that you can use to create a prosperous financial future. But how do you do that? Firstly, start early. The magic of compounding is more potent the more time it has to work. Remember the story about the tortoise and the hare? In the race to wealth, compounding is the tortoise. It might seem slow at first, but given enough time, it will surpass even the speediest hare. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Secondly, invest regularly. It's not enough to make a one-time investment and then forget about it. Regular contributions to your investment fund can significantly increase your final sum. Think of it as watering a plant. It's not enough to drench it once and then ignore it. You need to water it regularly for it to grow. Lastly, be patient. Compounding is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a strategy for long-term wealth creation. In the early years, you may not see much growth. But as time goes on, your returns will start to multiply. It's like watching a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small but gets bigger and bigger as it picks up more snow. In a world of instant gratification, it's easy to get impatient. But remember this: the greatest fortunes were not built in a day. They were built over decades, even centuries, through the power of compounding. So, start investing early, make regular contributions, and have patience. This is the path to harnessing the power of compounding for wealth creation. Remember, the earlier you start, the more time compounding has to work its magic. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about the magic of compounding. This is the secret recipe for wealth growth that has stood the test of time, the cornerstone of every successful investor's strategy. We started our journey unraveling the wealth enigma, where we learned that wealth isn't just about the money you earn, but more importantly, about how you make that money work for you. And that's where the concept of compounding comes into play. Next, we simplified the compounding concept, so even those of us who aren't math wizards could grasp its essence. Remember, compounding is all about earning interest on your interest. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more snow and growing bigger with every roll. Then, we explored the true power of compounding. It's not just a financial tool, it's a force that can transform your small investments into a substantial nest egg over time. Compounding is the reason why savvy investors don't shy away from starting small. They understand that even modest investments can grow into significant wealth over time. In our fourth scene, we delved into how to make compounding work for you. We talked about the golden rules of starting early, investing regularly, and being patient. Starting early gives your money more time to grow. Investing regularly, even small amounts, can make a big difference over time. And patience, well, that's the secret ingredient. Compounding takes time to show its magic, but when it does, the results can be astonishing. So there you have it, the magic of compounding in a nutshell. It's not some arcane financial secret known only to a select few. It's a simple, yet powerful strategy that anyone can use to grow their wealth. And the best part? All it takes is a little discipline, a dash of patience, and a pinch of time. Compounding might seem like magic, but it's actually a simple and effective strategy for wealth growth that anyone can use.